increase ng budget. So, but I agree na tutukan natin to dahil pagkain tong pinag-usapan natin dito. Kung tinutukan natin yung mga bus na nagkakarira, iilan lang yung sakay doon. Dito sa pinag-usapan natin, tayong lahat ng mga Pilipino ang nakasakay dito sa irrigation na to. At wala tayong pagkain pag hindi natin nailagay yung kakarampot na budget doon sa tamang lugar na paglagay ng irrigation. Do not allow your personnel na magre-report without validation na ito yung paglagyan ng project. Pagkatapos, wala din naman palang tubig. Pagkatapos na i-report na completed. Yun lang ang ano ko, Mr. Chair, na mailagay natin sa tama yung pera.
Mr. Chair? Okay, Mr. Chair. Tama po ang ating kagalang-galang na Congressman Dagook. In fact, of the 1.5 million firmed-up service area ng NIA, 1.2 million lamang ang gumagana. Ano nangyari sa 300,000? Una po, lahat ng ilog natin na pinanggagalingan ng ating mga intakes sa buong Pilipinas, lahat po, lalahatin ko, ng ilog sa buong Pilipinas ay silted. Kaya nga po, may mga problema kami na yung dulo ng mga irrigation system namin ay hindi na napapatubigan. At gusto ko pong magpasalamat sa Kongreso dahil ho sa inyong generosity at tulong. Marami na po kaming na-restore. Kasi mas maganda po kasi muna kung i-restore natin eh. Dahil mas mura ang gastos ng gobyerno dyan. Ang bago po na irrigation facility ay 1.2 to 1.5 million pesos. Restoration just costs about 200,000 to 500,000 pesos. So ano yung isang ginawa namin na pinunduhan ng Kongreso? Naggamit ng ating georesistivity equipment, hinanap namin yung ating mga groundwater. Kasi nga silted yung surface water. At nilagyan natin ng mga solar pump irrigations. So buong bansa, marami na po tayong nagawa nito, sir. In fact, salamat sa concern po ninyo. Ano po? But rest assured, ang NIA po ngayon, kumpleto po kami ng gamit sa pang-survey. Yung ating, pati yung mga LiDAR system natin, kumpleto po tayo, georesistivity. And sisiguraduhin po namin sa inyo na magagamit po ng tama at mamamaximize po natin ang ating pondo moving forward. Salamat.
Bitiwan mo na.
Sana totoo, no? Sana mapulfill yung sinabi kasi 3 years hindi na-fulfill. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Admin Gillian, naasahan ko na i-resolve natin yung mga issue ko at saka yung tauhan ninyo. Baka po pwedeng yung magaling naman, yung nagtatrabaho, hindi yung nasa aircon office lang. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Secretary, para short lang. Pwede ba ma-discuss kung paano pinamimigay yung mga galing sa RCEP na mga PhilMec?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ano yung rationale nun? Ano yung logic of, what is the logic of the strategy?
Basically, may gap analysis kaming...
So it's based on gaps?
Yes, sir.
It's not based on the level of organization of the farmer.
Well, kasama rin yun, sir, sa overall analysis, no? But basically, kung ilang hectares yung lugar, then kung ilan ang kailangan na traktura, kasi let's say one tractor, kailangan 70 hectares ang
Yung manager ba ng RCEP, accountable sa'yo?
Anong manager, sir? PhilMec, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Accountable sa'yo?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, lahat ng desisyon niya, pinipirma mo?
Not that way. Actually, sir, Mr. Chair, pina-audit ko recently yung implementation by the Bureau of yung BAFE ng DA. And,
kasi kung balik tayong 35, lalaki ulit yan.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, anyway.
But the allocation, sir, goes through not only me. Meron kami yung DA Rice Convergence Group, no? Kasama niya, kasama yung mga iba-iba. Then, PhilMec presents to that group which I am part of. Then we decide kung saan.
Ito, sir, mayroong, the next part is, can we show the next one? Marami may problema po dito, lalong-lalo na sa Batangas. Si Bodilla, Collantes, si Luistro, at pati na po si si Congressman Beron. This is leverage the Quick Response Fund to fast-track procurement, distribution, administration of ASF vaccine, ensuring rapid response during outbreaks, and safeguarding the swine industry. Congressman Beron is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In yesterday's joint committee hearings of the Committee on Health and Trade, Dr. Christian Dagicat of the BAI was present. And Mr. Secretary, I would like to express a very grave concern on your trials involving the ASF vaccine. In yesterday's hearing, I asked Dr. Dagicat on the status of the field trials conducted by BAI. And you told the committee, that out of 500,000 doses of the ASF AVAC vaccine that were imported, 47,000 have been used to inoculate growers, and the rest are still in the possession of the importer. I wonder if you have brought with you the results of the clinical trials that were conducted so far.
Mr. Chair, yung results as per Dr. Daki's, will be sending it to you if he doesn't have it on hand.
All right. Nagtataka ako, Doc, because I requested you to provide us with copies, no? And the clinical research organization that conducted the same study.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kahapon po sabi ko po, kinuha po namin yung email po nung sa secretariat po. I will, as my staff po, kung na-email na po yung preliminary na result.
All right. The reason I ask you to provide the clinical report of the AVAC vaccine is because, Mr. Secretary, this is a very disturbing news because FDA, the Center for Drug Research, Regulation and Research, the experts who evaluated the AVAC vaccine since its filing in December of 2023 until its denial in 2024 and its reapplication and second denial and disapproval by the experts of FDA proved that the AVAC vaccine had failed in the protocol involving safety, efficacy, and overall quality of the vaccine. So there was a clear misrepresentation by the FDA when it issued a certificate of product registration, even for monitored release, which means that it should not be used for commercial distribution. The FDA Center Director is with us here today. Director Cecil Matienzo. And Dr. Dagican, you were there yesterday. And I asked the two vet experts who are doctors in their own profession as veterinary doctorate in microbiology. And they affirmed that they recommended to the CDRR head and to the Director General of the FDA to disapprove the use of this product, and yet a CPR was issued in violation